you all very much. Again, many thanks to you all for attending tonight. We appreciate your support and your ongoing support, which we look forward to continuing. I'm now open to the floor for any questions. Anybody? Okay, Charlie.
I'd just like to make a few points if I could, Charlie Weston here. I thought it'd be a good idea personally to have a public meeting on this. I think it's proved to be the correct decision. We've now got some information here, very good information. The VEC's Chief Executive and the Building Officer turned up to give us an explanation, all of why, and we've had a range of TDs and ministers here. And I think that in itself has served the purpose of having this meeting. There was some debate about whether we should have a meeting or not. I just want to clear this thing up about rumours, rumours that the funding had been withdrawn. There was concern that we were told that the latest starting date was September this year. Now, it didn't happen. People were wondering why. Not irrational, not unreasonable, given that we're in the worst economic slump I can remember in my 45 years. So people are not being hysterical, they're not being outrageous. It wasn't a rumour. People just quite intelligently and rationally are asking why it didn't start in September this year when it was supposed to. And tonight, thankfully, we've got some answers. And it's still disappointing that we've missed another deadline and that we're going to be subject now, when the letter of intent is signed, we're going to be subject to 8 weeks planning plus 4 weeks. That's another 3 months. So I think it's incumbent on the Community Council to monitor this situation, keep right on top of it, and it would be useful if the VEC could give us a linked person we could feed into for information tonight. That would be very, very useful, so we could have an ongoing dialogue and updates from the VEC. And also the other thing is there has been an education subcommittee set up, chaired by David Moore, Stephen O'Sullivan, myself, Bob Dowling, and anybody else who's here and is interested in getting involved in that, because it's the same old faces involved in every committee, every subcommittee. So anybody else who's willing to help out, that would be great as well. So it's just very important as a community. It's very disappointing that we're behind here and that it didn't start in September this year, and it's now incumbent on us as a community just to keep the pressure on.
Stuart Kelly, parent of the child who should be starting secondary next year. I hope the contract that you have with the awardee will have penalty clauses in it. They are late because you've already got a slippage and not one stone has been turned. Two considerations. Now that we know there's at least a slippage of 6 months, what contingency are there for the effect that's going to have on the capacity for the school to take on first years? And secondly, how is that going to affect the ratio for student to teacher for at least 6 months? At least 6 months. There's one other question that I just thought about. Bearing in mind a lot of those instructions are going to happen when the kids are in education. We have a temporary school, but we all allow banging and dust and dirty part of the work to be done somewhere else. So I'm sure that puts in the project plan.
The capacity issues with regard to students in the interim, and the third one was the timing of the construction. Okay, teacher-teacher ratio,
The parent-teacher ratio will be unaffected regardless of the accommodation. It doesn't have any impact on it whatever. In relation to, it's projected that we will be taking 130 students in September 2010. We're already in discussion with the department on additional temporary accommodation to accommodate those, and that's the subject we're meeting on Wednesday this week. We don't anticipate any problems with that. We have 130 additional children. We have estimated the accommodation we require, and that will have to be provided. It's a short term, it's expensive, but it has to be done. And that's a consequence that is of. If not, it would have been our preferred. Nobody wanted more, so we would have this up and running for this September. But as I said earlier, the negotiations over the site, the diligence that's required in relation to a project of this size in the current climate are more onerous than would have been in the past. Days become weeks and weeks become months, and there's no fault. It's just a longer process than would have been estimated 2 to 3 years ago. But there's no, as I say, difficulty in terms of the issues raised. In relation to noise and builders working, Fingal County Council, like all public authorities, impose conditions on the builder as to when he can work, what times he can work and what times he can't. And that will all be part of the planning process. So that's something we have to manage on all projects. I think I've covered.
What is the incentive for the builder to be on time?
Well, the incentive is like all projects of this size, there will be penalty clauses for a timescale that is there that he will have to meet. Sorry, by the way, I didn't anticipate my retirement being announced today, but I'm with this project since it started, and it's my intention to sign the contract on it rather than my successor signing it.